Okay, in this video, I'm gonna talk about what I would do if I had to start building an alt career today. This gonna be an interesting video. Also, I'm gonna talk about what I'm gonna do if I had to build an alt career today, keeping things crazy simple. Like I'm not gonna get really dramatic and go crazy, but if I had to keep it simple, what would I do? By the way, if you don't know who I am, my name is Gerard Henry. I'm the creator of Artist Rise. And at this point, we helped a lot of artists sell artwork online. And to be completely transparent, I'm only creating this video to give you so much freaking value that hopefully you say, wow, this guy's freaking amazing. And if I'm getting value from this free content, I wonder what it looked like to work with him. And then we end up working together. And at that point, we'll become best friends. But for now, we at step one. So let's get to talking about some really good stuff. I'm not cursing stuff. So I'm gonna jump straight into it. I took a lot of notes. So I was like, wow, this would be an interesting, cool, fun topic. So to keep it simple, I think there's only really 3 key things that's really important if I wanted to really succeed. And for me, just being upfront, as a visual artist, my goal would be $100,000 a month. Before I get into this video, keep in mind I'm talking about me starting today. I know a lot of artists do deal with limiting beliefs. They have a bad relationship with money. Maybe have some lack of confidence, self-doubt. Luckily, I think I worked hard on myself for the last few years to where I don't believe at all that I struggle with any of those things. So the goal for me would be $100,000 a month. What's the game plan starting today? And right now, right? I could do a little, what is called a sequel or so. I could do another video. Let me know in the comments if you'd like me to do a separate video, a second video of this, on what I would do if this was me, let's say 6 years ago, when I was zero money, kind of couch surfing. How would I build a career? Because I could even talk about that, and I think I could build one really quick. I would give myself maybe 4 to 6 months. In this situation, I give myself 2 months. But getting into it, there's only really 3 key things that you have to really dial in. So what I would be dialing in. First is the art itself. I say this all the time. You can have the absolutely most phenomenal, beautiful marketing in place, but if you simply just don't have good art, then you're gonna struggle. Not saying you won't succeed, but trying to succeed would be 10 times harder. So first thing first, you have to create phenomenal art. That's first. Second is the marketing. By the way, when specifically visual artists, when visual artists hit the word marketing, we automatically just get nervous for some reason. We think it's too much. All marketing is getting the right people to see your work. That's it. Get the right people to see your work. That's all marketing is. So first thing first, creating absolutely phenomenal art. Second, getting the right people to see that phenomenal art. And then third, sales. So we got art, marketing, sales. Sales obviously is getting people to buy your work, right? Because we ain't doing this just for the fun of it. I mean, yeah, we probably enjoy it, but once again, I'm trying to make $100,000 a month. I'm trying to become rich from this artwork. I'm trying to have this artwork put me on a freaking private jet, bringing me to the island, to my private boat, so I could go swim with some sharks and stingrays with the people I love most. So let's get into it. First, I'm gonna talk about the art, and I'm gonna talk about this from a completely different standpoint that most artists talk about, or at least the gurus, right? The experts talk about it. So here's the thing. Over the last 4 years, I've been studying the art space extremely in depth. So there's some things I just understand that just work, especially after working with, at this point, thousands of artists. As of right now, actively, we work with over 900 artists, which is pretty cool. So I got a chance, really understand this at a high level, because I get to see it from so many artists as far as we're working. So here's just the reality, right? Disclaimer, I'm not saying any of this for you like to change your style or anything. I'm just for the sake of this video. So first you have to understand the market, right? And I got my notes right here, so that's why I'm looking down. You have to understand social media and you have to understand attention. That's it. That's the key to the game. Market, social media, attention. So me just being in space, I understand that people overall love color. They love color. They love color and they love creativity. They love creativity and they love size. So let me explain this. Typically in today's time, somebody that's gonna buy a really nice artwork, they want an artwork that have color in it. That's just the reality. Not saying black and white art don't sell. I hate the fact that I have to do these disclaimers, but I know I have to do them because always that person that come and say, I think black and white artists do well as well. I just sold the. I'm not saying it don't. We talking about the majority. That's all. Just the majority. Majority of people want color in their homes. In today's time, creativity, like having something unique, something creative, something that stand out is the current thing. Like that's what it is. So also understand my work will have to be some sort of creative work, simple, unique mediums. I talk about this all the time, unique mediums. And then people want size. Like my work is going to be big. It's going to be like Jonah Allen size, like this piece right here. So it's going to be big works that are unique, creative, and full of color, right? That's the reality. Now, let's talk about what my style will be. And I'm just thinking of this in a moment. My style will most likely be like the surreal style. And it'll be taking like hyper, like realistic scenery. Scenery could just be like kids playing soccer, right? I'm making this up. Two kids getting into a brawl, throwing some punches. It could be any type of scenery, but I will make like a animated version of that, but not like anime, just like an animated version, like a very, very slightly cartoonish version of it. To get more specific, what I would do, because I come from a very, very, very poor background, I would like take poverty and I would take like the hard times growing up in poverty and then turn it to like little animations and like pull the beauty out of that in those animations. I think that'd be pretty cool. That'd be my style, right? Style checked off. Now let's talk about prices. I want my work to be really, really big, so to be like this size, right? And prices will be anywhere from like $8,000 all the way up to like $70,000. Now you're gonna hear me say this, and some of this stuff is gonna sound pretty crazy, but keep in mind you're talking about somebody who don't have a bad relationship with money, someone who's already fully confident. Like a lot of this stuff is more mental than actually physical, and that's the crazy part. So like if you get the mental part down, the physical becomes 10 times easier. So the size of my work could be huge. By huge, I'm talking about like smallest I would work on. Like probably smallest would be 36 by 48. That'd be the smallest. And then to get really, really big, you're talking like 48 by 60 would be like the ideal sizes I want to work on. Like that's the average size I work on. Then obviously I go bigger. Bigger would be like, what is that? 64 by 96. Like really, really big pieces, right? And that'll be the prices. Now, here's the thing. It takes a long time to create a big piece. So while I'm working on those bigger pieces, what I'm also going to do is I'm going to fall in love with sketching. And I'm going to create like my work. My goal is to do this. Create really, really beautiful big pieces. And every artwork I create big, I also create a sketch of it. Sketch may be like this, right? So let's say 18 by 24, so in that ballpark sketches, and even smaller sketches like 11 by 14. So that'll be sketch sizes, right? Now, what the goal would be is to sell a lot of sketches for all the people that can't afford the original. But I'm gonna talk about this later on once we get to like the sales. But that's how sizing and the artwork would basically look. Overall, I'm gonna try to keep this video short because I know like my last video has been getting insane, like 30-minute videos, and I don't know how we end up getting to 30-minute videos, but I'm gonna try to keep this pretty short, as short as I can. I know we already at like 10 minutes, but anyway, now here's the key. my goal as an artist, like my overall goal before marketing and sales, is to present myself as an extremely professional artist. I'm talking about like this would probably be my I would treat my home like this. I'm in my home right now. Once again, it's drawing as an artist today. If I had to start painting tomorrow, I would treat my entire home like the living room space. That's where I'm at, like the living room, dining room, this I think just the dining over here, but this entire space would just be an art studio, and I would present it at that. So it's going like, damn, this guy got a big ass art studio. It's going to automatically just make me look more professional. That's just the reality behind it, right? And once again, I'll do another video for those that like do one at zero. I know that's going to be coming. Like, do one if you ain't had nothing. If you have to start from scratch, I'll do that as well. So that's the style. Huge work, high prices, very professional. I created the video on how to create great work. I'm talking about this work would have to be phenomenal, like unique. What I be saying? Very unique medium, very bright colors, very unique work, whatever the case may be. Right now that that's dialed in, my goal overall is for the artwork to sell itself. The artwork should be so phenomenal. Like if my work is in a line of 20, like that's 20 artworks in this room, I'm gonna make sure my work it completely stands out. It's gonna stand out from the size, the level of detail, the creativity, the medium. Like I want my work to stand out in all aspects. Like I spend so much time on thinking about what to make the work the most beautiful work ever. And that's my goal. Now, let's finally move forward to marketing. Now, marketing. As a marketer, I would strictly just focus on Instagram and TikTok. I don't even teach TikTok, but for the sake of this video, you're going to understand why. I'll just focus on Instagram and TikTok. Keep in mind, I want to keep things simple. So, here's the thing. The goal. I have one goal on social media. My only goal on social media is to strive for virality and attention. That's it. Virality and attention. That's it. Now, in today's time, it's been so easy to get virality. It's been so easy to get a lot of people to see what it is that you have to offer, as long as what you have to offer is absolutely phenomenal. So I want virality. How would I get virality? What I would do is I would be posting about 3 to 4 times a week, but I would be in a very, 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 very strong testing phase. Here's how I would test. What I would do is I would maybe make a list of like the top 100 visual artists on Instagram. And I would like literally spend a month, maybe however long it needs to be, going through their Instagram while I'm creating my work, because I still have to create a body of work, studying like what's doing really well versus what's not. Like I'm looking at their videos, which one's getting the most views, why they getting the most views, how they getting the most views. And I study them inside. And I look for patterns. So I study them inside and out and start looking for patterns. And then once I find those patterns, my goal is to then see as a whole what's working. So if I look at 100 successful visual artists and I'm looking at their videos that get the absolute most views, and I'm gonna start looking for patterns. I say, wow, all these artists are doing some version of this. I'm gonna hyper focus on that and start testing that. That's how I would go through my testing phase. I'm testing what's already working, because if it's already working, then hopefully it should work for me, as long as my art is absolutely beautiful, right? So as I'm in testing phase, testing all these styles, the only goal, and by the way, when I say style, I'm not talking about my artwork, I'm talking about the style of the post on social media. The only goal is to get virality. I'm looking for 2-3 videos to like get 1 million views. And just by the way, this stuff may sound crazy, but it's not crazy. Like right now, we have literally dozens of artists that I work with who create good work, but it's not crazy work, and they're getting millions of views. It's not that hard. But once again, that's because I have this knowledge, right? And I'll do another video disclaimer as if I had to start from absolutely zero. Once I get 1 million views, or like I'm getting a lot of engagement on just a few videos, the testing phase is going to end for me. And then moving forward, I will only create videos of that style. Like that style video will be the only videos I create on. I'm gonna show you an example of this. I recently seen like this floral artist. This is in a moment, so I probably should have just had yeah, I'm gonna do that. Um Catherine, find a floral artist on Instagram. He be, and you could keep all this in the video, it's fine with me. But he be dancing in front of the canvas. I mean, he be dancing in front like his floral art. Like he always have like a little vase, whatever. He'll make this crazy floral, like it's just flowers. Flowers in a vase. Okay, actually I just found him. Show a couple of this guy videos on my on this video for me, please, Catherine. This is him. Now, this guy just started doing those videos, and he's about to hit a freaking. Maybe you won't have to show it because I'm kind of like showing it all here right now, Catherine. He's about to hit. I don't know if it's focusing, but he's about to hit a million followers, and all his videos the same. It's him dancing, and then he'll like touch the canvas. Right. Once again, he found what's working, and he just stuck to what's working. Like, wow, this worked. I'm gonna just do that. That's all I would do in reality. Like, I'll find what's working, and then all my videos moving forward would strictly be that. But it's gonna be the artwork that's different, so it's never gonna get like saturated, right? So what happens is at that point, my engagement is going to continue to grow because Instagram like that. Instagram like what's already working. Like if it's working, don't change from what's working. Just continue to do what's working. So I'm going to just continue to do what's working. I'm going to start to wrap up more and more and more engagement. That's simple. Now, as I'm wrapping up more and more engagement and more exposure and I'm getting more and more followers, once again, I'm using Instagram exactly what it's for. But at that point, I want what's called omnipresence. Omnipresent simply mean like somebody feel like they always seeing you. Every time you open your Instagram, I want you to see me. That's it. I want you to see me. You're gonna see me every freaking where. So what I do in today's time, I'm gonna get to start posting every single day, once a day. I'm gonna post once a day. Now that I'm posting once a day, I will create a budget. This, by the way, this is not even what I teach. I'm just like getting creative on like if I had to start from scratch right now, what I would do like in my current circumstances. I would create a budget. That budget would be a pretty big budget. Let's say like however much, $5,000, right? And then with this budget, I would then pay like a lot of magazines to feature my work on their Instagram, like in a very natural way. Like, wow, this guy work is so freaking amazing, whatever. And I will have them only feature my most viewed videos, the ones that get the most engagement, because if it got the most engagement for me, most likely it's also going to get the most engagement on your page. The magazines I'm mainly going after is the magazines that I will personally feel my ideal audience are reading. But keep in mind, I'm only doing this once I'm 400,000 followers going at this point, right? So then I will start having those magazines share my work on their page. This is going to start attracting my ideal buyers, right? Because I'm obviously going directly after my ideal buyers. So then after they start going to my page, now I'm focusing on sales. By the way, when I say now focus on sales, I'm talking about like we get into the sales section. But day one on Instagram, I'm focusing on sales, like from start. But let's say now we're at the sales section. Focusing on sales, here's the thing. All my attention when it comes to sales is going to be on conversations. That's it, conversations. Now, when it comes to conversations, understand that like to sell my work is very expensive. So here's the thing. I'm not looking to sell a lot. Like I'm just looking to sell 3 to maybe 6 artworks initially because they start at $8,000. In a typical month, if I could sell 3 to 6 artworks, that'd be a great month. To sell 3 to 6 artworks at this price point, understand that a month I may have to have like 120 conversations. That'd be my numbers. Like 100 conversations, sell 6 artworks. That's it. Great month, I'm going to sell 10. Maybe have one $25,000 sale. Crushing it, right? But I just want to sell 3 to 6. I'm having 100 conversations. Now, here's the thing. In my bio, once again, I set myself up to look extremely professional, right? My bio gonna say, if you're interested in the artworks, just shoot me a message. Pricing start at, and I say where it start. Pricing start at 8,000 for originals. Originals start at 8 grand. So I'm trying to waive out all of like the BSers, right? Now, at that point, as I'm posting, I'm getting a lot of exposure, getting a lot of engagement. People loving my work. I'm now having conversations with people as they inquire about the work. Also, I have a website. Website will not have any pricing on it. Website will say the same thing. If interested, email me, or the case may be. So here's the overall idea, or let's say funnel. The goal is to create really phenomenal artwork, get a lot of exposure online, right? And I'm really explaining how I do that. Get a lot of exposure online, and just simply shoot all of that exposure to a conversation. That's it. That's simple. In conversation. Now we're gonna go full 360. In conversation, I'm strictly trying to sell my originals. So like if you conversating with me, I'm trying to sell the originals. Everybody that can't afford the original, I would then switch them to one of the sketches, or I also create hand embellished prints, and these will range anywhere from 1,000 to 8,000. So I'm trying to sell a 10,000 artwork, 15,000 artwork. They say, "Oh wow, I did not expect it to be that much." Then I say, "No worries. I have a print, and I sell my hand embellished print for maybe like 2,000, 1,000, 6,000, 4,000, and that's how I go about pricing my work." Now, some sideline questions that may come into place. Draw it, but how you gonna be able to like post consistently when you're creating such big work, like you can't complete that many works that fast? That's where the sketches come into place. So I will also be posting a lot of my sketches online as well. I'll be posting my sketches in the original, and I will get really, really good at creating really, really, really beautiful sketches. Like I'm creating like maybe 2 hours or so, 3 hours. So I'll be posting those like very rough sketches, renderings, things like that. In between, let me post originals. And when I post originals, I'll also be like showing a process, so I don't have to show a complete piece every time I post. That's how I stay up to date with the post. Gerard, how would you find those people that are gonna afford those amount of works, those costs, right? That's where the magazines come into place. Once I'm getting attention, first off, they're gonna find me. Luckily, that's how Instagram works. Instagram put the right people in front of you, so you don't have to go looking for them. They'll find me, but also I want to help Instagram. So that's why I'm gonna start paying for magazines that I know specifically successful people are reading, people that most likely be my ideal customers are reading, and I would then feature me on their magazines by simply paying for those features on their Instagram accounts and stuff like that. And that's how they're gonna start seeing me. They're gonna check out my work and want to purchase. So that's how I would do that. Now, at that point, the goal once again is to sell 3 to 6 artworks. Let's say in a typical month, I sell 4 artworks on an average of, let's just say 14 grand each average. Then at that point, that's 46. Some simple math in a moment. Excuse my math. Well, that's 56. That'll be 56 grand a month. 56 grand a month. I'll then be on track for, I don't know what that is a year, like almost 700,000. So in that ballpark, like 600 and maybe 50,000 or something, 670,000. But you get the point. But literally, that's how I built an art career. Here's the craziest thing, though. You hear me talk a lot about marketing and sales. The biggest lever is the art. If you can't tell, that's the biggest lever. That guy I just showed you on Instagram, it's not him dancing in front of video, and it's the art. Like his flowers, they're just beautiful. They're beautiful. And that's just the reality. Like, look at this. It's just tasteful. So that's what it is. It's the work itself. You create beautiful work. It's going to speak for itself. You put the right marketing behind it. You're going to get a lot of exposure. Then you're just having conversations. And that's how I do it. This video on how I'm going to go from 0 is going to be insane. So definitely be on the lookout for the next video. Peace.